moving on to the gifts that I received. Yeah, so let's move on to the gift. Oh yeah, forgot. I'm going to, in true podcast spirit, I'm going to crack open a liquid death, because no podcast is a podcast without some liquid death, and I have fallen for the trap, for the simple marketing trap of liquid death. They just look so cool, and all these podcasters are drinking it, so I asked for liquid death for Christmas. You got me, liquid death. But what I will say, sorry if that was loud, is, let me take a sip of this right quick. You know what they did that was very smart? Is they put the logo, I don't know if all brands do this, or I'm just noticing this now, but they put the logo on the back of it, not just the front. So when you're drinking it, you'll be able to see the logo as well. I mean, and these are just sick bottles or cans. And if you're not familiar with Liquid Death, there's no alcohol in it. I know it looks like a beer or, some whatever White Claw looking thing, but it's just seltzer water. And it's water from the Alps. And this stuff, I mean, it's great. I'll start it off right there. It's great. It's good. It tastes like quality. It tastes like snow. Very nice melted snow. I got the sparkling one. They've got straight and sparkling. I think that's all the flavors they have, which is no flavor, just water flavor. But yeah, it's great. So, yes, sir. I need to really rethink drinking seltzers, though, on the podcast, because they make me burp because of all the carbonation. I need to rethink that. Okay. So, the gifts I got. So, starting off, my mom and dad, as a family, we got a VR, a Quest 2 VR. And if you are an adamant watcher of the podcast, you'll know that I got it once before and took it back because, if you're curious and you watch the video, but it was awesome. It was almost too awesome. And I'll get into that right now before I get into the other gifts. Now, this is my first VR experience. Like I if you're a real OG, you'll know about the Google Cardboard, which is something you buy, and it's just like this flat piece of cardboard, and you kind of one of those things where you pop it out and then fold the cardboard, and then it'll make a little VR box thing, and then you put your phone, slide it into this little slot that will show your phone through the lenses, and then it's a makeshift kind of VR thing, and that was my only VR experience, and you had to hold it there, and it wasn't that great, but you still got the experience. You kind of got a little taste of what VR could be. Now, with this Quest 2 VR, as the Oculus bought by Facebook, and keyed in the metaverse and all that stuff, it's a standalone VR system. Now, if you're not familiar with standalone, before, with most VR systems, you need to have a computer and plug it into the headset. So you're not actually you're streaming your computer screen to your Quest. It's not all in your Quest thing. But with the Quest 2, the whole computer and everything and screen and everything is inside of the goggles or the headset, and you don't need any cords at all. You can do it with cords still, which is great. They give you that option. And there's also this thing called AirPlay, where you can link the headset to a computer and and link it that way. But there's going to be some lag and everything, so I'm not even going to go through that. VR is all about responsiveness, and you want it to actually feel immersive, and it won't do that if you're there's a little bit of a delay with movement. So, but who knows? Maybe it's not going to be that much, but I can't imagine it being perfectly synced. You know what I mean? Like you're literally transferring, so much information through the air, and to have it be almost instant, I don't think so. Not yet, at least. But this Quest 2, it's all in the goggles. You don't need any cords at all. It's awesome. But what makes it a little weird is, I don't know, I'm probably just thinking way too much into it, but it makes me feel like when you're in a video game, like when you're watching this video right now, where is your consciousness? Is it in the video? Or is it in your head watching? You're sitting in your bed or whatever watching it? Because I feel like your consciousness is where you believe you are. Now, because when I'm in this virtual reality, and I try and make it as immersive as I can, for the sake of having fun, whatever. I really play into it, and it really I really feel like I'm in there. And when I take it off, I feel like I've just put on a virtual reality headset. It's very weird. When you put it on, you feel like you've entered a new realm. And when I take it off, I feel like I've entered a new realm as well. And I almost feel like I'm looking through a virtual reality headset. It's very, very weird. Very trippy. And if you've never experienced a virtual reality headset and don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you'll try it on one day and kind of know what I'm talking about. But it's, or maybe I'm just insane, but it's a little trippy, and I honestly can only do like 10 minutes of it, and that even that sometimes is a little too much, because when I get out, my brain is just like, it's trippy. Trippy is the best way I can explain it. So that was the VR. So I also got a mushroom grow kit, which is organic, and it grows organic oyster mushrooms. I believe that's what they're called. Sorry about that. Pearl oyster clams, or pearl oyster mushrooms, which is just the standard mushroom for, stir fry, stroganoff, all those cooking dishes, blah, blah, blah. So it's cool. You just grow it in the box it comes with, and it just grows out, and you cut it as you cut the mushrooms, excuse me, as you need it, and they just grow back. It's pretty cool. I'm really big into mushrooms. I love, it's just such, mushrooms are so trippy. It's like real life spells almost, you know what I mean? Like, there's ones that can make you trip and hallucinate. There's ones that'll kill you. There's ones that'll heal things. Lion's mane, grows back brain cells and memory support. I mean, there are so many crazy mushrooms, and I'm pretty sure, I think there's something like 30 or 40% of the earth is mycelium. 30% of the earth's soil, that is, not the rock and everything, but the soil is mycelium. So it's like, it's just crazy. And I believe mycelium is, it's not quite mushroom, but it's, I don't know enough to talk about it, but look into it. Paul Stamets is one of the world's lead leading mushroom experts. And he actually lives quite close to me. But he's been on Joe Rogan a few times, and he's awesome. If you watch the first Joe Rogan appearance, Joe Rogan Experience appearance, then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about, the ratio between soil and mycelium, and he kind of explains what mycelium is. But yeah, I think mushrooms are super cool, and yeah, it's just so alien-like, you know. I wonder if there are underwater mushrooms, you know, like in the ocean and stuff. And there are so many different species of mushroom. It's like every year they just find so many more. And so, man, this world is a trip. I'll tell you that for free. So my next gift is a bonsai tree grow kit. Now, I love the Asian culture and Japanese. I'm not sure exactly where. I thought bonsai trees originated in Japan, but nonetheless, I got a bonsai tree growing kit, and I've always wanted to grow a bonsai tree, and you know, trim it, make it great, and you know, cool stuff like that. And the one I got is a Japanese maple strain, or whatever you want to call it, tree, the type of tree it'll be. And that's going to be so awesome. Like, that's a tree I can literally have for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Maybe, yeah, I mean, and then just pass it on to generations. It's crazy to think. But yeah, I'm going to be documenting that somehow. So, mushroom grow kit, bonsai tree grow kit. I got the liquid death. That's something that's the thing. I fell in the trap. It's like, it's almost all branding. It just looks sick. You know, these are the kind of things that you want to keep the can after you drink it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Liquid death. If you want to sponsor me, if you want to get in on the Pearson podcast stock early, I'd recommend it. Hit me up. I'll just take free cans if you want to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, liquid death. So far it's cool, but until then, no free advertising. Even though I've literally talked about it for 5% of this podcast. So, next thing is candles. I love myself some candles. I got 3 candles from my grandma and grandpa. They're high quality candles and they smell great. There's snickerdoodle, pumpkin pie, and I think apple crisp is the other one. Yeah, those are awesome. I love candles. I almost have too many candles now. Like I've got, I don't know, probably like 13, 14 candles now. They're all real nice, and yeah, love candles. Love smell. I haven't even burnt any of them. I don't burn them. I just smell them. No, I'm a freak. So, my uncle got me all of the seasons of The Office on DVD, which might as well be gold. That might as well be Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. It's like, those are going to be hard to get in the future. So yeah, I got all of them on DVD, although I do not have a DVD player, nor do I have a TV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a external DVD input type thing and just plug it into my computer, because these computers are too good for the DVD port, plus they're too thin probably, which is the big reason. They're literally like, literally a centimeter thick, or I think it's less than a centimeter. It's probably like 8 millimeters or some crazy thing like that. I'm like, you don't need to make them that thin. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't care. See, that's the thing with these laptops and the computers, they're just getting thinner and thinner and thinner. It's like, I if it doesn't overheat and you can pack in crazy amounts of hardware and good stuff, then that's all I need. You know what I mean? Like, it just sits here, and a laptop. I mean, it's different for me as opposed to most people, probably, because most people just want it to be thin and what they were going to be watching videos and stuff like that on it. I do intense calculations on this, with 3D rendering and stuff like that. So I run into a heat problem a lot of the time. Not with this necessarily. This pretty good, but my MacBook and them getting hot is normal. So I don't know. It's just a little, and they're scared about turning on the fans in it because they want it to be super quiet. And I'm like, Jiminy Christmas, like, just make it last long, I mean, Mac computers last long regardless, with or without heat, or, even with heat. But imagine how long they'd last if, you weren't afraid to kick on the fans and make them a little thicker. The phones, though, I mean, this phone is basically on 24/7, it's never shut off, doesn't really heat up, and it's crazy fast, will last easily, easily 5 years, probably longer. I had my iPhone 7 for, I don't know, 5 years or something like that. Actually, has it even been out for 5 years? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 5 years, and my dad is still using it. So this is the 6th year, and he's still using it. I sold him it when I got this. So it's like, he's still using it, and the battery life, it's holding in. It's not obviously what it was when I got it, but it's still holding up. So yeah, The Office season's on DVD. My little brother Jax got me this sick SpongeBob t-shirt. I was gonna wear it for the podcast, but I need to wash it first. So that's really cool. I love SpongeBob. It's my favorite. That and The Office is probably, there's for sure my two favorite TV shows that I could just watch endlessly forever. And it really should tell you how good SpongeBob is if I can watch it to this day as a 25-year-old and not be, bored at all. I mean, really, SpongeBob has, man, for them to think of that, how did they think of that? A sponge, for one, but a city underwater, it's like, and they've got so many secret little adult jokes in there that I love. Man, it's so trippy and just out there. And since he's a sponge, you can do, they can just do all these weird things with his body, like split him down the middle and things. And it's not gruesome because it's a sponge. It's so funny. Yeah, I love SpongeBob, love The Office. And I got the Ancestry DNA kit, plus the traits add-on. I'm not sure what that'll do, but I've always wanted to do the Ancestry thing and just know exactly what's going on inside me. Plus the traits thing, whatever that entails. But when I get that, I shall be filling y'all in on what that tells me. And my grandma and grandpa gave me 200 bones as well, and that was huge. That will help me so much with this trip I'm planning. And the most exciting tattoo, or the most exciting gift that I was wanting the most, was my surprise tattoo from my mom and dad, which they did confirm I am getting. They're having the consultation this Tuesday, and I'm getting it next March. So, I am excited for that. I'll tell you that for free. They're choosing, and if you're new here, they are. I asked my parents to choose a tattoo for me. Design it. Doesn't matter what it is, the sizing, the location. I didn't want it on my legs because I wanted it on my upper body to be able to see it and be able to show it. Got a, hold on just a sec, I gotta restart this. I got a, it's gonna be it's a really good tattoo artist. Yeah, I am very, very excited about that. So those are all the gifts that I got. Well, more or less. There's a few small ones that I didn't, that I chose to keep private, and blobbity blue.